Hello everyone, and welcome back to this Let's Play of Monster Hunter World. I'm
You can
Immovable,
embark on an expedition just by heading out through the gate. Or you can use the world map. Whatever's easiest for you.
or you can just shut up.
How are you feeling?
Yeah, welcome back to this LP. Last time we
Ha!
were playing this game, we were told to go on an expedition and set up another camp in the ancient forest. And I'm just grabbing some speech from people who I forgot to talk to last time. Might as well check out the workshop a bit, see if there's anything new to get.
There you are, Fiber.
Actually, what I do want to do is grab a bone hunting horn, because that's going to have a different set of songs to our ore hunting horn. And as we kill more monsters and gather more parts, we're going to get more and more horns that have different applications. Some more useful than others, but I will try and give as many as I can a fair try. And let's go check out the gathering hub. It's really big ship. The gathering hub's the multiplayer hub. If you are in a server with other folks, and you both happen to be in a multiplayer hub, you can see each other here. Show off your cool looks and everything. So yeah, that's where you manage your squad, which is kind of like the guilds of this game.
We have a special quest today.
This is who you talk to start up arena quests. Arena quests are special two-player quests that give you like preset gear and inventories. We're not going to do them for a while, but it's good to know where they are. So yeah, this is gathering hub. It looks really nice. This is the hub lass. She does the same things as the handler. You can check out your room here. And upstairs is the more social bit. Sit in chairs and get drunk. If you do drink enough drinks, you do actually have a drunk animation. It's pretty funny. And there's an arm wrestling barrel, which I always lose. That's where you go back down. And here's a canteen as well. So you can eat here.
Hey!
Buy your provisions here, and behind us is a chest to pick up some stuff. Change your inventory, stuff like that. Might as well spend some cash. Get some potions to top ourselves out. I will eventually get back into doing some inventory management, but for now it doesn't really matter. But yeah, let's go on an expedition.
Right now, we're in Astera. If you want to go on an expedition, open your world map and choose your destination. For this expedition, we need to head to the ancient forest. We can expand expeditions as we delve further into the new world. Pretty good incentive to explore, right?
So yeah, here we're on an expedition. Expeditions are mostly for gathering things. You don't usually fight big monsters in expeditions, I'd
Let's
say.
head for the campsite.
No free stuff, sadly.
You can fast travel back to camp simply by selecting it from the wildlife map.
If I get to the campsite first, or if you're lost, open up your map or use your scout flies to track me.
If you see that little green dot at the top right,
Whenever you
that's
leave
where
the base
we're
without signing up for a quest, you'll go on an expedition. There's no time limit or cap on how many times you're allowed to faint, which means you can explore to your heart's content.
Yeah, we're trying to get up to that little green dot in the top right. But first, let's check out some of these exclamation marks. The exclamation marks mostly just mean that there's something new to talk
Over
about.
Here. Hello.
This guy's a Linean researcher. He researches the various local cat tribes that they help you out. If you befriend them, they'll give you various bits of cat equipment that are very, very useful. We won't see them much this episode. I'm gonna save them for later. And there's actually a little thing the handlers talked about that I missed the first time around. Oop. The crouch button and the interact button are the same, so you'll find yourself crouching a lot next to things you want to interact with. And she tells us about the barbecue, which I'm going to demonstrate right now.
Timing is everything. The color of the meat and the song are clues.
Doo-doo. Perfect. You actually get an achievement for doing that, but I've already got it. So no little pop-up period. Gotta make sure to pick up as many footprints as I can. What am I looking for? That's a lot bigger than the Jagras footprint.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
Howdy.
Here's the Piscine Researcher. In every zone of the game, he'll give you a little quest to catch a specific fish. And you can hand them in for pretty decent rewards. At the very least, at the very end of the quest chain, you will get a very good
I
reward.
just love me some good fishing.
Yeah, for now, he just asks us to catch a really easy fish that's right there. So just slide in that fishing rod and just cast. It's always interesting how every single JRPG seems to have a fishing minigame. Some are better than others. Personally, I really like Final Fantasy XIV's
Nice catch.
fishing. Yakuza 0's fishing is pretty fun. And Final Fantasy XV's fishing is very fun. Might be one of my favorite parts of the game, actually. And what else is good? Persona 5's was alright, but it's been a long time since I played Persona 5, so I should try out fishing again. Just running along. Once we start unlocking more camps, we really won't have to run as much. However, spoiler alert, there's no camps in the middle of the ancient
You can
forest,
assign a target destination for your scout flies on the map.
which means that getting to the middle of the map is a massive pain in the ass, no matter what. And you see that we've picked up enough clues about the engine now, so we can see where it's on the map. Completely the other side. Which is good, because we don't really want to run into it at this moment. No, I'm gonna keep the capture net on.
Now this is interesting. Let's report our findings to everyone at the resource center when we get back.
So we've managed to find an investigation from a footprint. Investigations are basically optional quests with a certain target, and they give bonus rewards. so bonus parts, which is always really handy when you want to get more parts to, you know, make more armor or weapons and stuff. And this endemic life researcher, she's basically the expert on all things small animals that aren't fish. So, like the piscine researcher, she's gonna have a set of quests in every zone to help her catch certain endemic life forms. Oh, I need to talk to her again. So she asks us to catch a woodland pteryx, which is that little Archaeopteryx thing over there. It's pretty cool. Just gotta wait for it to come back. Don't be like me at the first time I was doing this and just run back and forth trying to get it. Because it does not work very well. Easy peasy. And you can check out the descriptions of the various endemic life in your monster guide as well. As you research more about the various monsters, your Hunter's Guide will fill up more and more with more useful information like weaknesses and part drop rates and stuff like that. So basically you do want to eventually fill out most of, you know, your Monster Hunter Guide. Mostly because you also get an achievement for it, so...
Over here!
We'll check out what our cat's talking about later. It's our favorite chicken boy, Kuliyaku.
Well, if we don't take care of that pest, the camp won't last the night.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it looks like we're not finding the Puke Puke just yet. We've got a chicken to hunt. Kuliyaku is one of the cuter monsters, I'd say. Has very amusing
Return to base
mannerisms.
from an expedition. Open the wildlife map and switch to the world map. Then select Astera.
Also, we can see that it's right there. And we can actually see it here. I'm gonna head back to base first. And before we do, let's check out these large noodles, which are interestingly cat-shaped. So these are the clues that you can gather. They work exactly the same as footprints, and they lead you to the various cat tribes in each zone. And each zone has its own cat tribe. Didn't get anything. Oh. And here you see the daily lucky voucher. Lucky vouchers are things that you get daily, and what they do is you can apply them to any quest that you're about to do, and it doubles your money reward. And it also, it basically maxes out your rewards. So, if you don't use a voucher, you're not guaranteed to get the maximum amount of reward, monster parts or whatever. But if you do use a voucher, it will fill up all your slots at the very least. First investigation is to hunt a great jaguars. We don't really need it much at the moment, so I'll just leave it here. Our investigations will definitely fill up over time, though. We can't unlock the campsite just yet because we do need to beat up that Kulu.
Try hard, will you?
And we leveled up our Great Jaguar's knowledge, so that means we've got another page in our thing. And there we go. Yeah, that's the physiology tab. It tells you which parts of the monster are weak to what types of damage.
Try hard, will you?
And if they're breakable or not, and what elements and statuses the various monsters are weak to. First things first, let's go into our room and place our new pet. Now we've got a cool little woodland Teryx running around our room. As we unlock bigger rooms, we unlock more slots to place endemic life in. So, not to worry. The Teryx is not going to be the only thing in our little home. Personally, I wouldn't hunt monsters in Expedition. You don't get any bonus rewards. You only get what you carve if you kill a monster in Expedition. And monsters do leave maps when you're on expeditions, and there's nothing stopping them leaving in the middle of you beating them up and wasting your time. So don't bother fighting monsters during expedition. And this is the custom meal menu, where you can pick the various ingredients. As I said before, there are three main types of ingredients: meat, fish, and veg, which boost your attack, defense, and elemental resistance, respectively. But there are also subtypes that I don't care to remember much, other than one of them's defensive, one of them's attack boost, and they basically give you extra skills that can be helpful. So, like the defensive types of foods, if you eat 6 defensive types of foods at once in your meal, then you have the chance of getting a feline food skill, which is Feline Moxie, and that lets you take damage down to 1 HP, and it'll stop you at 1 HP instead of dying just once, though. So yeah, you want to try and aim for specific buffs if you know it's going to be a hard fight and you know which buffs you want to look out for. Like, there's skills like Feline Insurance, which means you can faint once without it counting towards your faint limit. Most quests have a 3 faint limit. If you faint 3 times, you failed. Some investigations change up that number, so sometimes it's like, you can only faint twice, or you can only faint once. So at times like that, you're going to want to try and get Feline Insurance from your food. And the activation chance of these various food skills all depends on the freshness of your food, which I believe changes after every mission. You can guarantee it by using a food voucher, which is not the same as a lucky voucher. It's confusing, I know, but it's a completely separate item called a voucher, just voucher, and that guarantees that you get the maximum buffs and skills from, eating your food instead of praying to RNG. Just gonna grab some more. So there's a reason why I'm not using the knives that they gave me for free in the supply chest. And that's because I do actually want more shots than just 5. And there's the Kulu. Let's get ready to fight this chicken boy. Start by getting attack up, then working towards defense. His moves are relatively well telegraphed. He rears back to do his beak peck. And if he rears back... Yeah, I missed that. If he rears back with his arms, then he's going to do slash. And here's his main move, where he picks up a rock from the ground. So, if he's got the rock, and you hit the rock, it's not going to damage it at all. It'll just bounce off. Whilst we do have deflected attack prevention, that doesn't help much because any time hit rock, instead of bouncing off, we just do 1 damage, so it's not much better. And what you want to do is you want to try and hit his arms. You want to try and hit his arms with slinger ammo. And I'm using slinger lock arms, so it's a bit hard to get the arms specifically, but I do manage to get it. And now, I'm just going to try and get the head as much as possible. So I didn't mention this last time, but songs have 2 different tiers. So you play it once, you get the first tier. You play a second time, you get the second tier. And once my horn is out again, I can show you how you can see it. So yeah, if the name of the song is in white, you don't have that buff up. If the name of the song is in green, you've got 1 rank of the buff. If it's in purple, you got both ranks. So yeah, sometimes skills, especially stuff like attack up and defense up, they will double the effectiveness of it. Some songs had just extended timer, and self-improvement gives you different effects depending on which tier it's on. So I think that might be the only song that has different effects depending on the tier. And right now I'm just gonna try and do overhead attacks and body attacks to try and beat the not buffer with the rock, because I cannot be arsed at this point. Managed to knock it out. And at this point, I'm just gonna try and go ahead as much as possible. You can see that he's drooling a bit. That means he's exhausted. I believe blunt weapons, such as the hunting horn and the hammer, deal exhaust damage. It doesn't matter where you hit them, it always deals exhaust damage. If you hit him on the head, it can also KO. And when Kulu is exhausted, it can get his beak stuck in the ground, as you saw just now, which I used as an opportunity to sharpen my weapon instead of hitting it head on, which was silly, to be honest. Yeah, you can't try and run in front of it when it's doing that, you just get knocked back. Might as well do some mining whilst I'm here. And here we are, familiar area. This is the Jagras area. I don't think there's a great Jagras to interrupt this though. And here we break some parts. I believe we break both the head and the arms. I'm not entirely sure what the specific effects of those are, but it probably means that it does less damage with those parts as well. And I'll probably do something like get stuck in the ground more. Probably. Jagras got away with my stone. But yeah, I just kind of say fuck it again and just try and beat the hell out of it. if there's one thing that's not said in game very well, it's that the encore attacks, which is when you start playing a song a second time, as I said in the last episode, they're actually directional.
Look out! Your health is low. Keep your distance and use a potion.
It's not that low, but it's good advice. So yeah, encore attacks, they're actually directional. So there are actually 5 types. There's neutral, and then there's one for each direction: forwards, left, right, and back. And some of those are actually stronger than the others, but they are, as I said, directional. And some of the animations are slower, so it all depends on what you're going for, really. Like, I believe the backwards encore might be one of the hardest hitting ones, but it's very slow, and it needs some good positioning to get good effect out of it. Just gonna do some bone gathering and mining, because why not? Sharpen up. So yeah, if the Kulu hadn't noticed me just then, I could have dropped those rocks on its head for a good chunk of damage. It's really cool that worlds got environmental stuff like that I don't think is present in other Monster Hunters. Yeah, I got a bit sloppy here. So yeah, I believe that was the left encore that I just did. That was a really bad whiff. I'm not entirely sure if there's a way to make it drop the rocks just through hitting it. Like, so on my main character, I mostly used a heavy bowgun, and that was a ranged weapon in of itself, so I didn't bother using sling and ammo for that. So I'm not entirely sure if melee attacks can knock it out of its hands. And here I actually managed to mount the monster.
Now's your chance to topple it.
So, mounting is basically a status in this game. Aerial attacks do mounting damage, and
Okay, it's down. Now's your chance to get in there and tear it up.
there's like a mounting meter, and as you do mounting damage, it fills up the meter, and once it hits a certain threshold, then you mount the monster, and you can do stabbing attacks on its back. And then once you finish doing all your stab attacks, you get a big finisher, and it falls over it, so you can have some time to beat the shit out of it. But yeah, in this case, I believe it got knocked over from some damage from my cat, so I didn't manage to do my big finisher, which is a shame because I don't think I've ever seen the Hunting Horde finisher. Oh, and there we go. We've knocked out the Kulu. And that encore was a bit wasted. But what can you do? No more big rocks dropping the head, which is a shame. That could have gone a lot worse, but it's a good thing the Kulu's not a good shot. try to do a left encore there, but did not work. I believe when a Kulu's running away and you hit it with any kind of sling ammo, you will knock the rock out of his hands and make it stop as well. And that's the final piece of the hunting horn arsenal, the hilt stab. After any attack, if you pull back on the left analog stick and do a note, you'll do a really quick hilt stab. So the one good thing about hilt stab is that it's a lot quicker than other notes, and it'll add whatever button prompt you press into your stave. So it's a quick way of getting a note in. The one caveat, I mean, downside is that it doesn't do as much damage.
You better report this to the commander.
And instead of blunt damage, it does severing damage. So, if you really wanted to, you could cut a tail off using a hunting horn. I would not recommend it, but you could. So yeah, hunting horn moves-wise is very simple. Like I said, it's basically got like 7 basic moves. And the main complexity is getting the note order right and knowing when to use hilt stab to get some quick notes out, and when you have time and a large enough window to do encores and stuff, because encores are some of your heaviest hitting moves. So yeah, because we used voucher, we get a good amount of Kulu parts. And we get double the money.
Magnifique. Don't let me down.
But yeah, now we can teleport to the northeast of the ancient forest whenever
I
we
have
want,
something
which is
special
very
just
handy.
for you. Come back soon.
This is just a really easy, quick delivery just to get another
Magnifique.
ingredient for the canteen. Which reminds me, I should try and fill out my canteen on my main character. Still missing a few pieces. Well, we get some diced steak, which sounds lovely at this time, to be honest.
Yes?
We'll get to botanical research eventually, but botanical research is this game's version of what's it? Resource growing. Yeah, we'll eventually have a garden in which we can grow different and duplicate various herbs and insects and resources and stuff. But first, let's head up to the workshop and check out what we can make from all this Kulu part. These Kulu
How's your
parts.
gear holding up?
Let's check out the armor first. And as you can see, the Kulu gear has a very distinctive Arabian Nights vibe. Very belly dancery. The skills themselves aren't as good as the bone, but you guys asked for fashion, so I'm gonna give you guys fashion. I'm not gonna wear them just yet, not until I get the full set though. And I'm just gonna farm out the full set off camera. But for now, I will grab the bits that I can. So yeah, if you use lost stamina, get a piece of armor with stamina surge on. So that'll be helpful to stuff for weapons like bows and dual blades and lances and stuff. But yeah, we didn't get that much Kulu parts, so I'm gonna have to go farm Kulu a bit. Fucking pain in the ass, but the things I do for an LP. And we did have enough pieces to get a Kulu horn. It doesn't have the same skills as the regular ore horn, but they're still pretty good. It's a lot more supporty than our regular just plain plus attack plus defense. It's got a lot more options. So yeah, part of the fun of hunting horn is just making a ton of horns that have good applications for whatever you're trying to fight. There are some very specialist horns with some very interesting
Working hard?
song choices.
Good luck.
So yeah, this guy gives us another delivery. So yeah, let's just get the quest to the next level.
Fun's
And
keeping you busy?
we'll save fighting the Puke for next time, but for now, we're just gonna have a quick optional quest that we picked up last time, the one to go gather the mushrooms. And it's a good
You've done well.
It's a good opportunity to see a bit more of the ancient forest. Actually, who am I kidding? It's all bits you've already seen. We'll see
We're the
more of
ones
ancient
to get it
forest
done.
later. Probably when we
Fifth
find the
has an
Puke.
urgent mission. Partner, you'd better come see me.
Puke doesn't really
there.
hang around the bits that we've seen so far, so it'll be cool to have a change of scenery.
Hey there, partner.
But yeah, as I've said, we're not going to do Puke just yet. Let's go forest for some mushrooms, and I'm going to start from the northeast, because that's where all the mushrooms are. And we don't have to spend a couple of minutes just trekking there. Before we go, I'm going to go check out the Palico gear that I forgot to show off, because it looks very, very cute. Yeah, the Kulu Palico gear takes the Arabian Nights motif and just runs away with it like crazy. And he's got a loot. He's got a little loot and a giant mustache. I'm definitely gonna be making those. I think when I last left off after some post-recording farming, I'm missing one piece to make the full Palico set, which is really annoying.
Your goal on this quest is to obtain and deliver some materials. Step 1, go find some.
I hope we don't run into any hostile monsters, because I believe the first time I was doing this on my main character, I ran into an Anjanath. Hey, here we've run into Puke. To be fair, I don't think the Puke is aggressive, but the Anjanath definitely is. We'll just gather some stuff that's not mushrooms as well. Why not?
Perfect. You've got the materials you need. I'll mark where you found these on the wildlife map.
So yeah, these guys are everywhere around here. When I was doing this on my main, I managed to miss a colony somewhere. So I was just running around like most of the eastern half of the map trying to find one more colony. And eventually what happened was I ran around enough that it had just respawned. And I was like, well, I wasted 20 something minutes on this. Also hiding from a Anjanath. This isn't for the quest, but it's something we can pick up for research points as well. And we're going to need a decent amount of research points. The cool thing is that you can capture some of these usable endemic life as well. So you can actually use the bigger wasps to give off a healing burst, and you can use the paratoads to give off paralyzing gas, stuff like that. But you can also just capture them. I've never tried to capture a flash fly, but I think you could. I'd be surprised if you can't. And at this point, I'm trying to see if I could shoot down one of those wing drakes whilst also checking around for mushrooms. Because for the Kenai review, we actually need some wing drake parts for the Kulu belt and boots. So it's the annoying thing is I hit them with a slinger, they drop down, but then they go back up in time for me to not be able to hit them with my horn. So you guys can just watch me try and hit this stupid Murnos for like a good couple of minutes before it flies away. When I get around to farming stuff for the Kulu armor after recording, I just pull out a bowgun or a bow because fuck that noise. A longsword might be able to hit it, but yeah, it just flew away. So whatever. Let's just go back to mushroom hunting. There really is nothing much to this quest other than picking up mushrooms. I mean, I guess the only exciting thing is running into a big monster, as I said before. Anjanath will just fuck up your day if it wants to. Might as well just pick up some tracks while I'm at it. If you can't tell, I'm recording this whilst I'm really sleep deprived, so, yeah. Just enjoy me running around, trying to look for some mushrooms. I think in real life, one of my favorite types of mushroom is, I'd say, a good oyster mushroom. I think I ran this way just to avoid the puke. Yeah, oyster mushrooms are nice. Button mushrooms are okay. As long as you're browned up well. Not on pizza. Mushrooms should never be on pizza. I mean, it's still a pizza, it's just a bad pizza. This episode's making me really crave chicken and mushrooms. And here we go, the final mushroom clusters over here. Shiitake are also quite nice. Yeah, there we go. We don't need to drop it off in the supply box or anything. Let's just pick them up. And any extra you get, and any that we get from now on, are just going to give us research points. So it's a good way to stock up on those, I guess. Yeah, we get a few extra things. Mostly just mushrooms and random insects. Although bitter bugs are quite important to make a lot of different things. But yeah, that's basically it for now. I'm just gonna hand in a bounty,
Thank you.
pick up a new one. Mushrooms, of course. But yeah, that's it for now. Off screen I'm gonna go farm some Kulu stuff, and we'll be back next time to hunt down a Puke Puke. But yeah, thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you next time.